So, Pat, do you think it's a big deal at all that Lloyd Austin was
no
in intensive care? Right?
No.
There's nothing.
Why should the president of the United States know about that? I mean, There's no reason for him to know that the guy's in intensive care for 4 days. Why would you need to know that?
Hang on just a second. The president doesn't need to know.
No.
Because he's not making the decisions. Let's be, we just have.
Was Barack Obama informed? That's what we need to find out.
Amen. Amen. Now we have two, theaters of war that we're fighting simultaneously in right now.
Yeah.
Ukraine, and in the Persian Gulf, where I believe the Iranians are still launching rockets at our ships. Was there no time in the last 7 days where somebody was like, you know what, let's call the Pentagon, let's see if we have permission to do this? Was there no time? Really?
Yeah. No.
Huh. Mm-mm. Oh, that's
and we still don't
weird.
Even, at least I haven't heard, the reason behind the hospitalization. He went in for elective surgery.
Correct.
And then had complications. What was the elective surgery? What are the complications? Well, it's his privacy. No, I'm sorry. When you're the defense secretary, you don't get medical
and you could
privacy
say,
like that.
Oh, hang on just a sec. You could say he went in for an elective surgery. Having his hemorrhoids removed. Yeah, I don't need to know about the hemorrhoids, but so he's going in for elective surgery. It's no big deal. He should be fine. Then complications happened. Okay, wait. What complications? Is he okay? How out of it is he?
Right.
When's he going to be returning? And of course, the president needs to know. No one at the White House was informed when he was brought into ICU. And I love this. The Deputy Secretary of Defense, who was to assume the responsibilities, she was in Puerto Rico on vacation. So for days, she was the acting Secretary of Defense, but she didn't even know it. You're like, I'm here in Puerto Rico. I mean, do we have phones here? I mean, what could I possibly do about it?
Yeah, and they're like, oh, well, Austin approved this before he had the surgery. It's like, okay, well, sometimes things change. Like, what if they had surrendered in the interim? Like, what would have happened? It's
honestly,
bizarre.
what's happening in the Red Sea with the Navy, and we're shooting drones out of the sky like skeet, and no one needed to get permission to do it. That just didn't happen in a week. I mean, you want to talk about a sock puppet regime? It must be this. Who's making the decisions?
Yeah. Glenn, I talked to two people about this randomly as it was developing, and both of their reactions were the same. Well, I mean, you almost understand that they wouldn't tell Biden because, he's out of it. But well, how do people in the Pentagon not know? And it's like, how are we not recognizing that statement is a massive problem? That the American people are actually in a position where they think it's normal that the president of the United States just is so out of it, they wouldn't tell him that the Secretary of Defense was in ICU.
Yeah.
With two fronts being fought right now. Two.
Mm-hmm. This is a major problem that's been going on, though, for a while. I mean, look what happened to Mitch McConnell, and we were never told what his deal is either. No. I mean, the American people have no right to know anything about our leadership. It's amazing. I mean, we're told that was dehydration. He freezes twice on 2 separate occasions, and that's dehydration. I've been dehydrated before.
How many times did you freeze?
Total of carry the one. None.
0.
Yeah, 0 times.
0 times.
0 times.
Huh. Because you carried the one and everything.
I
mean, where are we now as a nation? It's astounding.
What we're seeing is a show.
Yeah.
And it's becoming more and more obvious. When the president just doesn't have to be aware, notified, when our leadership can be wildly impaired, when what's her name from California, when they were whispering into her ear, just vote yes.
Yeah.
We're not being represented by the people we are putting into office. Somebody else is representing themselves, not us, themselves. How does this happen? There's no chain of command? None? I mean, shouldn't that bother everybody?
Yeah.
Democrats too. You know, just hello.
Yeah, I mean, and look, we were honest. To bring up Pat's example, all of us called out the Mitch McConnell thing as completely unacceptable when it happened.
Right.
And he should not be in the Senate. I stand by that. It should not. He should be gone.
Yes.
They need to put somebody else in there. You can't have two of those moments and continue in that job.
Nope.
It's totally separate from whether you think he's doing a good job or not, or whether you think he's passing bills that you like or not. It doesn't matter. It's the country we're talking about. And watching the way this is going down is not only like disturbing and makes you question all sorts of things, it's also just utterly embarrassing. It's embarrassing that we have a president who can't find the jet he's supposed to go on. He can't figure out which side of the stage to walk off.
No, his wife has to come out and escort him off stage.
It's embarrassing.
It is.
Embarrassing. This is supposed to be the world's superpower we're talking about, not like a sketch comedy troupe. And that's what it seems like we're sitting in the middle of right now.
Here's something from the Wall Street Journal, because this is very, very important. The world's wealthiest person has used LSD, cocaine, ecstasy, psychedelic mushrooms, often at private parties around the world where the attendees sign non-disclosure agreements or give up their phones to enter, according to the people who have witnessed his drug use and others with knowledge of it. Well, then I believe you would be in violation of your non-disclosure agreement, but maybe that's just me. Musk has previously smoked marijuana in public and has said he has a prescription for the psychedelic ketamine. So what they're talking about in this article is illegal drug use. That's a violation of federal policies. And NASA is very concerned about it. Okay, that could jeopardize SpaceX billions of dollars in government contracts.
Oh, no.
They are coming after this guy.
Oh, big time.
Again. Now, by the way, so you know, when Elon Musk went on to Joe Rogan a few years ago and was smoking pot, the NASA came and said, hey, we're a little concerned. You know, are you doing illegal drugs? And he's like, you know what? You can test me anytime. So he does random drug screening for, I think he had to do it for 3 or 4 years because NASA said, we want to make sure that you're not on drugs when we're launching things. So this isn't even an issue. Why is the Wall Street Journal making it? We don't care that the president is so lost on stage. He's the guy that has to make the decision, or is he, if we go to war? And the second guy who is in that chain of command, the Secretary of Defense, he's in ICU for a week and nobody knows it. And you're worried about the drug use that you're already testing Elon Musk for? Otherwise, maybe he should lose his federal funding. My gosh, everything is upside down.
Yeah. And we have people in office who don't even understand what kind of government they have been elected to. You know, the Jean Shaheen quote over the weekend, the tweet that she sent out about Ben Franklin, saying that he said, we've got a democracy if you can keep it.
Oh, my gosh. She did not.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
I mean, that just shows
Senator in the U.S. Senate, a democracy if you can keep it. That's not what he said. That's not what we are.
No.
Unreal.
That just shows you are either so stupid or you know exactly what you're doing.
That's what I think it is.
And I think that too.
Yeah.
You can't know that quote and think it was democracy.
No, you can't.
I mean, the whole point of that quote is it's a republic, and those are hard to keep.
It's incredible. It's embarrassing and it's incredible, but there is a concerted effort to make this into a democracy. They've been trying to get us used to that phrase for years now. I mean, they are really pushing it hard, really pushing it.
So tell me, both of you, there is a story here. Yeah, J.P. Morgan, one of the big guys at J.P. Morgan Chase, has just come out. He's a strategist, come out, and he's predicted the presidential race. And it goes to Joe Biden. He says, no. His prediction goes to Joe Biden pulling out of the presidential race. He says he's going to drop out after Super Tuesday and cite health reasons as he faces dismal poll numbers. You buy that?
I don't think that's going to happen, but I hope it does. I mean, it should.
Who do you want?
Who
do you want?
Who do
are
I
they
want?
Give it to? Yeah, who are they not want, but who you think they're going to give it to?
I think they'd turn to Gavin Newsom. They'll try to get Michelle Obama, but I don't know that she wants it. I don't think she does, and so they'll have to turn to Gavin Newsom if that happens. And I don't think Gavin Newsom wins. I don't think there's any way. California is in too bad a shape, and he's overseen it all. So I don't even know why you would consider him as an option, but that's
right. It's so weird. It's like it's not like they. I mean, there are you could find Democrats that maybe have untouched resumes and maybe think that they're good candidates. I mean, Newsom's been terrible on everything.
Every
he is
front.
legit. His entire city is falling apart. Or his entire country is falling apart. The city fell apart when he was mayor of San Francisco.
Yeah.
He got caught. He did a horrible job with COVID.
Right.
He got caught, by the way, having dinner when everyone else was supposed to be locked in their homes. The other part about this that no one remembers is he had an infectious disease expert as the head of their medical establishment ready to go. And instead of giving the job to her, this is right before COVID, he gave it to some woman who was completely unqualified because she happened to have a different skin tone. It was a total DEI hire, according to multiple people inside the California government, to the point that she was so embarrassing when COVID started, they had to start hiding her from the media, and eventually had to basically walk her out the door because she was a catastrophe. All of this happened in front of our eyes. Everyone saw it go on, and then he's like, "Oh, he's the leader." Like, that's how bad their bench is.